Hello guys, in our topic today, we are applying the knowledge acquired in equation. The connection between unknown numbers and numbers which are known often arise out of practical life. To solve a word problem, the verbal sentence needs to be changed into a mathematical sentence. The relationship with the numbers or quantities needs to be expressed in a mathematical equation. So we are going to demonstrate how to solve a word problem by changing it into a mathematical equation. What I have here is a student takes a mathematics test course of 64 and 78. What score on a third test will give the student an average of 80? So we are looking at this verbal sentence and we try to change it into a mathematical equation. Now, what I don't have here is the third test, okay? So the third test becomes my unknown number. So I can say let x equals the third test. All right. So if that is so, then the average score will be equal to 64, right, plus 78 plus the unknown, which is the x, all right, all over 3. Okay, so the average score is given to us as 18. So I replace it as or over here and equate it to the mathematical sentence here. So I'm going to have something like 80 is equal to 64 plus 78 plus x all over 3. Now, upon reaching here, we apply our equality or transformation rules. So I have to multiply both sides of the equation by 3. So what I'm going to get is 3 times 18, right, equals to 64 plus 78 plus x all over 3 times 3, so that we can take off the denominator. All right, so 3 times 80 is going to give me what? 240, right? Which is equal to, so this is taking off 64 plus 78 plus x, right? So 64 plus 78 gives me what? So I come back to write 40 equals, so 4 plus 8 give me 12. So this will give me 142 plus x. All right, so what do I do? For us to get our answer, s needs to be what? Make the subject of the equation. In other words, s should stand alone at one side of the equal sign. So I am going to what? Apply my subtraction property of equality by taking off 142 from the right hand side and do the same to the right hand side. So I'm going to get 240 minus 142 equals 142 minus 142 plus s, right? So that s, 240 minus 142 is going to give me, so 240 minus 142 should give me 98 as my third score. So hence s is equal to 98. So for us to verify or check whether s is truly the third scores, we then what? Substitute it in this equation, add everything and divide it by 3 so that it gives us 80 as our average. Let's look at the next word problem. We have the sum of ages of a man and his wife is 96 years. The man is 6 years older than his wife. How old is his wife? All right, so what do we know and what don't we know? We know that the sum of ages of the man and his wife is 96 years, but we don't know their individual ages, okay? We don't know the age of the man and we don't know the age of the wife. Also, we know that the man is 6 years older than his wife, okay? So now let's look at how best we can change this verbal sentence into a mathematical statement. All right, so if the sum of ages of the man and his wife is 96, but we don't know their individual ages, then we can say let m equals man's age, all right? And we say let W equals wife's age. So we are equating their individual ages with a variable so that we can get our mathematical sentence from that. So the sum of ages of the man, hence with M plus W should be equal to 96, right? So M as the man's age, W as the wife's age, being the sum of the ages, equals 96, all right? Then going further, we have the man is 6 years older than his wife. So we know the man is M, which is 6 years older than his wife, and it can be expressed as 6 plus W, as in the wife. So now we have two equations here. We have equation 1 and equation 2. All right, so to find these variables, here M is standing alone equals to 6 plus W. So what do? We can substitute the second equation into the first equation. So I can say substitute equation 2 into equation 1, all right? Then by so doing, we will have M as 6 plus W. So instead of writing M, I can say 6 plus W plus W equals to 96. Okay, so now let's solve for W. We know that this is the wife's age, okay? So by adding like terms, we are going to get 6 plus 2W equals 96, all right? So what do? We need to make W stand alone at one side of the equal sign. So let's eliminate this 6. So I subtract both sides by 6, all right? So by so doing, I'm going to get something like this, all right? So this is giving me 2W equals 90. Are you following? Making W the subject, then I divide both sides by 2, okay? So I'm going to get W equals 90 over 2. That is going to give me 45. So we know W as the wife's age. So now the wife's age now can be said that is 45 years old. All right, so that's the age of the wife. You can go further to find the age of the man. But how do we do that? We just put in 45 over here, okay, into the second equation. So we are going to get something like this. The second equation is M equals 6 plus W, right? So to find M, we know W as 45. So let's put in. Okay, so we are going to have M equals 6 plus 45. Okay, so therefore the man's age is going to be 51 years. All right, so this is how best we can solve a word problem using this method. All right, all we need to do is to change the verbal sentence into a mathematical equation.